Welcome to Whose Review Matters Anyway, the podcast where the show notes are made up and the reviews don't matter, just like GTA 7.
More like time, place to do a podcast.
I mean, we were all fucked up with our all of our schedules. Well, actually, maybe him and me, we fucked up on the schedule. Sal is just sure. I'll show up.
When I
I,
can.
I'll
Fucked
try.
up.
I'll try not to fall asleep.
No, I was ready all 3 days.
But do you see how much we don't care about GTA 7 that we just completely ignored that comment?
But wait,
What about?
I don't
Yeah,
understand
what?
because GTA 6 hasn't come
Yeah,
out yet.
exactly. Yeah,
Wait, is it GTA 6 or 7 that came out?
What?
6 hasn't come out yet.
5 is
Oh.
out.
Yeah.
6 is
So
the
you
one that's
said
coming out
7.
next. You said
That
7.
doesn't mean shit. The 7's like in 20 years, man.
Still won't matter probably because people are not happy with this GTA.
Motherfucker, we've been doing GTA
This
3 or GTA 4, 5
5.
for the past 10 years. So.
No, but have you not heard about the subscription thing?
No.
No,
Tell
ooh,
us.
no. Bring us up to date, please.
Tell
Oh
me.
my god. So
Tell
they
me more.
well, I guess they just announced it today and you guys usually don't know the stuff right off the bat. So GTA announced a subscription service that is only going to be for the new gen consoles, but apparently will be like a good thing for longtime fans of the franchise. I didn't read all the details, but basically it's $5 or $6 a month, and you get monthly income for the game, as well as some limited time, like limited edition DLC was available before, but if you had missed out on it, then you get a chance to get it through the subscription service, and that you just, I guess they'll continue to like give you stuff. Like there's like super yachts and I don't know what other kind of fancy cars or whatever. And yeah, that's they just announced it. I don't know if it's actually active right now. I don't think so, but they've announced it today. And
And is this
I'll tell you this, general reviews of the or general, I guess, online consensus, everyone fucking hates it.
So, I've played more GTA than you two combined times 10. Um,
Yes.
yes, probably. Yeah,
yes.
I will agree because I know when to stop.
I played it again recently. I have $35 million and I've bought everything uh business wise or mission wise. And this is on top of the PS Plus or whatever.
Yeah, on top of whatever you pay out for the online service to play the game.
So $16. If you're paying monthly, it's $16 a month. If you're
Or if you
paying.
buy it somewhere online and get it for like $6.
But the thing
But
is that like, what is the difference between getting this subscription comparing to back in the day where people kept on buying the shark credit cards to get more money?
that's true, but you are obligated to do it. That's what obligated.
I mean, you're obligated to get the subscription as well.
That's what I'm. No. You are obligated to get this new subscription coming up, right? So.
Yeah.
No, you don't. What do you mean obligated? You don't have to have it.
Oh, okay, then fuck it. I don't have to have it, so I don't give a fuck. I thought almost like the Fallout, whatever, which you
Oh,
don't get it, but it's the Fallout Plus membership. You pay what was it, 100 a month to get, blah blah blah. So you're
yeah.
not obligated.
But what I'm trying to understand is that what is the difference between with this monthly subscription now comparing to back in the day where people kept on buying like the what the land shark credit like
The shark
Well, it's
card
not
shark.
just the
cards.
income. You get access to, I guess, vehicles and other like in-game merch stuff that is
That's
limited.
not in the
And I
game.
see part of that it's like you get also early access to certain vehicles and stuff.
So
But the
early.
way I see this is like GTA 5 has been so dragged out as far
No,
as playing.
no.
Yeah, no. Come on, how long has
It's
it
been
been?
dragged out.
How long has it
Yes,
been with
yes.
GTA? All of a
No, but
sudden they're like,
I'm saying,
"Hey, you can play GTA 5 now on the next gen consoles," even though everyone's been waiting for number 6 to be announced for the longest time because just like you've done everything already possible on GTA. So
Yeah,
this just gives them an excuse to delay or like prolong like their release for GTA 6 despite them saying, "Yeah, it's an active development." But please, like how much longer are you going to take to make a GTA 6 when we probably should get it sooner rather than later?
yeah, but my counterpoint is just the game alone, sure, but the online aspect of it, they've released a lot of DLC stuff for free that it has been maybe worth it, whereas other companies or whatever make you buy DLC, whereas every DLC that's come out, it's free, it's interesting for, let's say, 3 months, and usually they'll come out with something else in another 3 months. So I don't.
Right. I mean, I understand that, him. Like, it is free and it is pretty. Like, I give them, like, a round of applause for Rockstar for keeping this game alive for this many years. But at the same time, there has to be a point where it's just like, okay, you keep on dropping like DLC, but then it's like almost the same shit. People just want a brand new GTA game with
Yeah,
different,
oh, I hear
with,
that too.
with a whole different city, different story, and everything like that. And with this monthly subscription, is this going to continue over to GTA 6 when it comes out in 20, I don't know, 2040?
I think it's supposed to, yeah. The thing is, like, people that play GTA 5, period, and or GTA Online, I think there was or I think it was written sometime back where people have been feeding money into this game like almost nonstop, and I think Rockstar saw how much money they were making and probably were just like, well, fuck everything else then. Let's just
Well,
make sure we just keep continue to capitalize on this since it's
I
the only thing
agree.
that's making us money.
I
Yeah.
agree, but just like Destiny, but Destiny also made you buy
Yeah.
DLCs and DLCs and DLCs.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
way I see GTA versus Destiny is geared to be like an online service where GTA, like you don't have to enjoy the game online. Like it's always been good like as a solo game, like just going on
Yeah.
your own like freaking, trips, adventure, journeys, whatever you want to call them, like just doing your own shit and not having to really deal with other people.
Yeah, but that's a in my head, it's a plus because you can do the you don't have to. You don't have to subscribe there, whatever. Whereas I think Destiny was a little bit more pushed on, hey, you have to play with friends, you have to be online to actually enjoy the game. Whereas GTA, just the game general, not online, is still enjoyable and still uh worthy of the price and what you can do not online.
But you know what's the sad part about this, though?
That we're spending this much time talking about it.
I mean, that's true, yes. But watch the. But hear this out, though. GTA 5 came out, I don't know what year, in 2012, right? Or something like that,
I'll look it
2013.
up.
Like here's basically, yeah.
Yeah. And I will say like 2 years later or
2013.
3 years, 2013.
Yeah,
Check,
about 10 years. It's yeah.
but when did Red Dead Redemption 2 came out?
Ooh,
Yep.
it's like what, 5 years ago?
Five
But
years ago. I
Let me.
felt like
Okay.
that game online failed so fucking hard that they're focusing on everything on GTA
Yeah,
because
that was a theory someone had that like because they kept making so much money from GTA that they just forgot all develop not forgot all development, but just didn't even care anymore about polishing up Red Dead Redemption 2, and they just focused more on GTA 5 and how
I
much they
see
could
that. I
capitalize
see
on
that.
that.
Uh,
yeah,
Red
so
Dead Redemption 2 came out in 2018.
but real
imagine
quick though.
the plans, but imagine the plans that they had for Red Dead Redemption 2 to fix the online, but they were like, you know what, fuck it, let's just put those years into GTA, and that's why GTA 6 has been delayed.
Also though, who played Red Dead Redemption in general?
I didn't.
I did too. I did. Sal,
No.
who played it online?
Nobody that I know. I know a lot of people were trying to play it,
Yeah.
but it was bad.
I didn't play it online, but I also saw that if you wanted to play online, it was an extra maybe $5 or $10 on top of the game.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
I thought it was a beta free.
not beta. but there is an extra charge to play it online.
Ooh, so nobody really paying attention to that, or did we not focus on
No,
that
nobody
area?
focused because it came out a little before we even started looking at stuff. So,
So
um,
I guess headlines now these days are only focusing on more popular games or more popular online games instead of like low class online games like Red Dead Redemption 2, where we never noticed that it was $10 to play a broken online game.
Hmm. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Next,
Okay, good. Thank God. All right, Mike, how have you been?
next. Pretty good. I know we've been in the loop. Uh,
Out of the loop?
Out of the loop. Yeah, pretty much. My bad. Out of the loop of when this episode was going to happen. We're a little delayed, but no matter what, we're always going to review a movie that came out a couple weeks back, and but luckily we have something else new to do. You know, but no, I've been good. Been busy with work, focusing on a couple things that I'm working on. But yeah, no shows. I haven't. I can't think of any shows that I've watched. Oh, I finished Euphoria. Really good. Green card for season two. I highly recommend anybody out there who wants to watch a good like drama show.
I've heard a lot of hype about it.
Yeah, really good. It's a really it's one of those shows that it makes you feel on the edge of your seat of just like, oh my god, what the fuck they're gonna do? What the fuck are they doing? Oh god, it's that type of show, and I like it. I like it. It's very good. I can't think of another movie that I saw. I feel like there was something else. I didn't watch X, unfortunately. I didn't have time. I don't know if you saw it, Ham. Did you?
I did not whatsoever. No, I did not watch that. I did not watch X. X sounds like a movie where they try to film a porno and then horror shit happens.
Yeah, that's pretty much what the whole movie's about.
It is.
But
I just saw like bits and pieces, and I'm like, this is probably what it is. Set what 60s, 70s?
what, would it be weird for us to watch it, all three of
Yes.
us?
Yes.
I don't think so. That's a normal thing. It's 2022. Fuck it, you know.
Yeah. Put your
Wait,
hands where I
no,
can
don't
see
fuck it, don't
it.
fuck it, don't fuck it. Wrong
Yeah, put
words.
your hands where I can see him, motherfucker.
No. But no, I haven't been up to anything. So, Ham, what you been up to? Quickly.
No, not quickly, because you went quickly. So I will start off with saw
Next.
this movie on Paramount Plus called Queen Pins.
Hmm.
Um, not bad. It stars Kristen Bell, and I'm not drunk, but when I talked about it, I was sober. I said Christian Bale, and I'm like, no, Kristen Bell. So it's a movie about these two women. They coupon, and then they finally found like a way to get free coupons, and like basically a empire of coupons based off a true story, and started getting millions of dollars based on this. So I really recommend it. I thought it was fun. I was surprised at the ending. Um, Definitely watch it. Paramount Plus, I believe.
Okay.
Also finish Pokemon, beat that shit. I'm not gonna go and do the extra shit as Sal already did. I assume. Uh,
Well, so you beat it up to the credits, I'm assuming.
yes, I saw the credits. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Then I started playing the let's call it spin-off game of Borderlands, Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
Mm-hmm.
Got it free on PS Plus, so didn't have to pay. I don't even know what the real price is, but
I think it's like 30 or 40 bucks.
okay. So I'm not sure if this was originally a DLC. Um, I'm what level 12, so I'm I'm skeptic. No, skeptic. I don't know.
Skeptical?
Skeptical, but it characters have the same leveling up tree branch whatever as the last what 3 games.
Oh, it's actually a full price game. Shit, I didn't realize that.
All
What
right,
game
so
are you talking about?
Tiny
Tiny
Tina's
Tina's-
Wonderland. It's the
Oh
Borderlands
yes, the
spinoff.
yeah,
Xbox. Yeah.
yeah, PlayStation. Yeah, I got it on PlayStation. It was free.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Wait,
it
don't
was
you
free
got
in
Game Pass?
February. Free in February.
Oh fuck! I fucked up.
It does. The I feel like they just changed some skins or whatever to make it feel like a D&D game, but the storyline has already been sort of done. Borderlands 2, so I'm a little off on that. Gameplay is actually good. I feel like I'm playing it whatever difficulty, and I'm like, all right, it doesn't feel easy, it doesn't feel hard, it feels just right. But I'm still gonna play through it. I'm not sold, but I also am wondering how long this game's gonna be because they already are offering DLC on this game. Um, we'll see. We'll see. I'll let you know later. But other than that, caught up on Picard, finished Discovery. I really want to see the Hulu series, American Crime Story, Impeachment, about Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky and all that. So that should be interesting. No, other than that, I am done. Oh, I did watch this weird sci-fi thing with a green guy and all that, but I'll let Sal talk more about that later.
That sounds like any sci-fi thing.
It is
Yeah.
sci-fi based, so yeah.
Let's see. I got a Switch. I got a budget Switch.
Again?
So, yes, because I've been, nagging about like how much I've been wanting to switch back,
Yeah.
but I almost decided to get the OLED, but I still didn't feel like in like putting that much money because I want to still hold out to see if there's going to be a Pokemon version of it coming out later. So I looked on OfferUp, and someone was selling like the Switch console, but just like like the screen part of the console.
Yeah, LCD basically.
Yeah, but it's not an OLED, so it's like it's the first model version, whatever. But no Joy Cons, and he threw in like Mario Party, but he sold it for $100.
Oh,
I tried
Ooh.
to talk him down a little bit lower, but he's like, no, I'm including Mario Party at least, so I kind of want to be firm on
yeah,
100. I'm
that's
like,
I think that's a good deal.
so I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine, whatever. And then I didn't want to invest $80 into Joy Cons. So I
Yeah,
went on Amazon and I
you
bought
asked.
budget like $30 Joy Cons that worked with it. I have a Switch. Oh, because the dock I bought an extra dock for like $20 when I had my original Switch because I had that one connected to my computer and I had still kept that one. So I have like a Frankenstein kind of switch going on,
I
but
got
it
here.
functions, and so I'm happy now that I get to play my Pokemon games on the TV, and it's so much easier to hold too, and so I'm happy. I only spent I guess in total 140 for it, so I
Yeah,
saved myself some money there.
Nice.
yeah.
And let's see, I feel like I haven't played much of Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy just because I've
Ooh.
been addicted to still Pokemon. I feel like I could quit my job and be a full time Pokemon streamer because I play like every single fucking Pokemon game at this point, and I could literally like take a day to play one particular Pokemon for like 8 hours each day if I wanted to. But I don't there's nothing else for me to play. I still haven't even played Halo Infinite. So like, I didn't even get to do the
What?
events. I didn't get to do the stupid armor event. I was like, I just don't
What
care. Like
you said that was like a chance or like a luck thing.
there was well because the challenges are the stupid like you have to kill you not only have to kill a Spartan from the back from hitting them from the back, but it has to be with a specific weapon.
Oh
and
fuck.
then and then on top of that, some of the other challenges where you have to stop killing sprees. So it's like what
Yeah, that
if
one's
you
yeah.
even keep track of someone with a killing spree, you're not the only one going after that bitch. So it's like
Yeah.
what how are you gonna do this? Like it's just I hated those challenges. So I just didn't bother. I didn't bother. I didn't get any of that armor shit from the
Ah,
event. So
oh red card I hear.
I bought my Sonic tickets for April 6th. from the
Ooh.
family. I'm excited. I'm ready.
I
I
bought mine too for April 1st.
the
April
more I
Fools.
see the trailer, the more I get excited for it. The song came out for it. Like you know how last for the last was
The Last
God,
of
I
Us.
forgot who was already on there, but it was like a few rappers that were put together to create a
Yeah,
really
yeah,
cool
Yeah.
a
song
little
for
bit.
it. They have Kid Cudi for this one, and the song is really
Ooh.
really good. So I'm just really excited to watch that movie, and I'm trying to think if I haven't watched anything extra beyond our main homework assignment, so nothing in that department there. But
Mm.
that's what I've been up to. I've been mostly focusing on finishing up my dissertation. I think that's why I haven't been watching much of anything because
Yeah.
I just want to get my paper done as soon as because I should be done and graduated by this summer, I believe.
Nice. We're gonna
Oh,
Yes.
you
party.
better believe it. I'm
You.
actually gonna call up Ham and be like, let's just get fucking wasted at this point.
Whoa!
Oh, I'm gonna
Whoa!
record. I'm not gonna drink.
Mike is involved. We'll do a hotel party.
Oh God, I'd rather not. But sure.
All right, let's go on to our main discussions. We got two pieces to talk about. We're gonna first talk about Disney Pixar's new movie Turning Red, and then we're gonna follow it up with the our first initial impressions of the Halo TV series that we've been waiting. I don't know, probably 2,552 years for at this point.
Are you sure we have
Um,
enough time to do both?
we got time. Well,
We have time.
well, I mean, so Turning Red, I'm kind of glad that we're kind of dedicating time to it because I feel like this movie has a lot of talking points to it, and I don't know if they're actually going to legitimately get addressed depending on what your guys' point of view on this movie
Yeah.
is. But we'll go ahead and start with that. Turning Red, like I said, Disney Pixar is about Mei Lee is a 13-year-old girl who is torn between being her mother's obedient daughter and the chaos of her youth. As if that were not enough, when she gets too excited, she turns into a big red panda. IMDb gives it a 7.1 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
7.1 out of 10.
Do the
Okay.
math. Do the math.
Rotten Tomatoes,
Mm-hmm.
94%.
94.
Whoa!
Ooh, it dropped by 1%.
Now, there's no other critics except for, of course, Ham's invitations were sent
Yeah.
out.
Oh yeah.
Um, I have no joke for this one, so I'm just going to go straight to it. 85% like this movie.
Ooh, they were not red enough.
That was stupid.
Sounds racist to me.
Wow.
All right. I don't think anyone here recognizable voice actor wise, except for maybe one person, and that's Sandra Oh, who I believe plays
Yes.
the mother, which she is
Grey's
originally
Anatomy.
from Grey's Anatomy. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
of course, several other things, but that's initially what she's known to be in. And yeah, also it's kind of should be noted and maybe a talking point later that this was not released in theaters. It was only exclusively through Disney Plus, which happens to be all of the recent Disney Pixar movies. The only one I think that's upcoming that is going to be in theaters is but we had
Yes.
Onward that was Disney Plus, and then we
No, but
had Soul that was Disney Plus, and I
Onward
think
was in theaters.
Soul wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, Onward. Yeah, Onward. You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
Onward
Yeah.
because
was in
during the
theaters.
pandemic, yeah.
Mm.
So it was Soul and just this one. I thought there was one more.
Was no Raya
Lucas.
was
Oh,
Disney.
Luca.
Luca.
Luca. Yeah.
Yeah.
Luca.
Okay. So we'll, as usual, go first, going around giving our cards, and then we'll backtrack to what we liked or disliked about this movie. So, Mike, what card are you going to give Turning Red?
Yellow.
Okay. Ham.
All right, real quick. Saw the movie in two whatever. Almost gave it a red, but I think the last maybe 30 to 20 minutes bumped it up to a yellow.
Interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I am really torn between two cards, and there's only really one factor that is making me hesitate. But if I take that factor out,
Hesitant.
I think I still think it's a good movie. So I'm not gonna let that one thing bother me. I'm just gonna give it a green because I think So since I'll start the discussion, I think this Pixar movie is still
Spoilers, spoilers.
just. Oh yes, yes, of course.
Spoilers.
Spoilers, 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 spoilers,
Red
spoilers,
Panda.
and there's gonna be
Spoilers.
a spoiler, just like that spoiler on your spoiled car.
Yeah, hold on, I'm getting a phone call. It's spoilers.
Did you accept or deny it? How'd you know?
Mm,
um, I think by Pixar standards, this
Ooh.
still hits all Pixar standards. I don't think. Uh, I don't know if I really want to get to that point. I love the animation. I think all
Yes,
the
I agree.
characters
I
are
agree.
very. I think all the characters are very unique and very fitting for modern times because I couldn't help and I actually talked to one of my students about this. One of the kids in this movie is a literal cartoon version of one of my students. And then I showed it to her and she was like, "Oh my gosh, that's me." And I'm like, "Yeah, she even acts like you." And like I showed her some of the clips and she's like, "Oh my god, that's what I do." I'm like, "I know." And it was just like it just felt very, I don't know, it felt very, very realistic. Like none of these characters were to an extent where it's not believable because you have to think these are teenagers who are essentially going through puberty, which is a kind of the point, kind of
Yeah.
somewhat of the point of the movie
Yeah.
where it's about growing up and kind of handling your emotions and how to kind of channel them to a way where you will start to understand yourself and not let it affect other people and like how you deal with all the stress and anxiety around you, how you feel like there's so much responsibility and so much burden on you. And I think this movie tackles that concept very well. And the whole boy band thing, as kind of maybe corny as it was, I mean, back in our day, people were all about the boy bands. You know,
That's
you
you.
had your NSYNCs and your Backstreet Boys and your, was it like what's that, 98 Degrees or whatever. So you know, everyone, all the girls were, you know, fangirling over them, and then you had like the
Was
one
the
guy
time
who
for
was
the
also a
movie?
fan, which that friend in the movie, or the bully, so to speak, you know, was
Yeah.
caught in the concert and he was like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know you liked him too." So I just thought this was very accurate and it wasn't like there wasn't anything that wasn't like everything was believable. But the biggest problem that I think this movie had, which is why I think there's a lot of buzz around it as far as like there's a lot of people that hate it and there's a lot of people that love it, is that the Pixar has always been good about presenting a theme and having it be connected to an audience, no matter who you are.
All right, keep
You feel a
going. Keep going.
connection to that character. Problem with this movie is that the way that they presented it is extremely specific to not
Yeah.
necessarily like the Asian culture, but to specifically also like the girl gender. And
Yes.
I don't want to necessarily blame that 100% because, like, again, I think the movie overall is supposed to be about growing up and going through puberty and going through all these changes, but they chose to be specific about girl problems as opposed to boy problems. Like, if we were to see more of that particular bully in this one and kind of see his changes going through it instead of just like, okay, he's a bully and now we just see him at a concert and all of a sudden we're supposed to like him, I think we saw that more development, then this movie definitely wouldn't have been so divisive among people. But unfortunately, it is. But I don't want to blame, like, I don't think it's a bad movie because of that. I don't think it hits well with audiences, and I don't disagree with the audience. But I just that being that specific really hurt, I guess, the general image of it.
I
I'm gonna
agree.
stop talking because I just kind of get on a rant, but I'll go ahead and let you guys talk. So Ham, you're up next. What do you think?
Well, I'm up next. I thought Mike was, but all right. I agree what you were saying. I was trying to say, yes, turning red, period blood, we got it. And even when she changed the animal, it literally shows you weight gain, what is it? Smelling different and all that. Um, the demographic I feel like was closer to young females.
Mm-hmm.
I the storyline was the main story, mother and daughter, which we've seen this. I think we've seen this done. parent, overbearing parent. Well, I don't want to turn into you, blah blah blah. It's been done. Um, but then it gets little off the rails where it's like, oh, we want to go to a concert. We need concert money. We could do this and do that, and it just sort of there's that B plot and A plot, and I think the B plot overpowered the A plot until the last act, which I would have probably, if I didn't see the last 30 or 20 minutes, would have given a red card easily because it just I was like, okay, what's the point? What's the point? I get it, but mm, uh, um, actually, I enjoyed the music, which that was a plus throughout the whole movie. I'm like, shit, I like the music better than the most of the movie. Um, and like you were saying, boy bands, whatever. This is based off early, so I see the point where it's early 2000s.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think so. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, no, I get the point of all that. The bully, I get the fact that he became a friend at the end because he liked what they liked, but it should have been better done. I feel that also it's almost like the Spider-Man effect, the Homecoming or whatever. The rich bully that wants to be loved or uh, have friends, and it wasn't done well, which I think Spider-Man also didn't do it well. But other than that, the mom dynamic with the daughter, yeah, it saved it at the end. The dad was weird. I'm like, yeah, okay. I thought, especially did you guys see the end credit scene?
Yeah, the dad was dancing to the
It was,
boy band.
I think it was pointless. I'm like, cool, but no, it didn't add anything to it. Um, but I feel like I might have been the wrong demographic. I would not call it a kids movie. It's a tale of maybe growing up, but still more like Sal said towards young adults, women, all that. So
It was seen through that viewpoint. Like the whole movie was kind of shot through that viewpoint, which is why I think it hurt. Like you with viewing it, like it wasn't like you could like see yourself in this character because it was very too specific to being just girl issues, which I'm just let's be clear here to make sure people aren't like skewing our words. It has nothing to do with us like saying like, oh, girl problems, like all girls are stupid. But no, it's just that again, you take something like oh man, what's a good Pixar movie that just like maybe this is not a good one. Luca, where yeah, sure, the main characters are boys, but you don't think about it. You don't think about, oh, they're two boys on this adventure. They're two best friends who are like learning to grow up with each other and helping each other out and going through all this trouble and will always have each support. Like it's not like, oh, only boys do this. No, it's just best friends that do this. Unfortunately
I
for
could
this
see
move,
on
go
the
ahead.
other onward where it's two brothers, two male sort of leads. That is, on the other end where Luca would be in the middle. Turning Red is on the other end, and then onward is closer to the other end of that where it's two brothers hanging out doing stuff, and not really. I mean, there was some female empowerment, like the whatever monster that was, and the mom.
Sure.
So yeah, I think guys were there in the background or not.
Which again hurts it from being connected to a bigger audience than
Yes.
what it ended up being.
I will let Mike go. I mean, I will now interrupt him if I think of anything, but go ahead.
Sure, why not? um, man, I think my review is gonna sound completely different from you guys.
Yeah,
Wait, I think
because all
Should
the
this
have been
women.
a dragon and not a panda.
for real should have been a fucking zebra. Fucking red card. Um, so my complaints about the movie are the first and second half. I mean, yeah, the
Yeah,
first act and the second act for sure. I didn't feel like this was a Pixar movie. I don't know why. I feel like this
Works.
movie overall, um, it's not about, to me it was definitely not about like the girl dynamic or anything like that, because I could I don't know, like they wanted to focus on just like the female parts of like, how it feels for them to like boy bands, and them going to the concert and they feel like they'll come out as women and stuff like that. And to me that was fine, because if you would have turned those the genders vice versa, if, I think it still would have been the same for me. Like, I don't know why, I just didn't feel like I was watching a movie. I felt like I was watching a
Movie.
Disney. Yeah, I didn't feel like I was watching a movie. I felt like I was watching a show, like a
Oh, okay.
girl,
I got you. I got
like
you.
a show that I just was forcing myself to watch.
You're watching on the Disney Channel.
You watch it on the Disney Channel, of course. Like those corny Disney Channel shows. And it's all about like these, girls and stuff like that. And I don't know, I just didn't feel any connection with any of the characters, and I didn't really care about what was their motive. Honestly, I felt they missed the part of like they introduced this story that their ancestors, um they prayed to the gods to have these red panda power to protect their village, and I thought that something like that was going to almost happen, that she has to protect her family and
Mhm.
control her emotions or some sort like that. And yeah, she's controlling her emotions and somewhat not to turn into the red panda, but then her whole entire family is like, they hate the red panda. They're saying that it's like this monster, you cannot control it and everything like that. But until towards the end of the movie, they controlled it just fine. The only person that couldn't control the anger was the mom, because she's
Mm-hmm.
huge. So just because of the mom, you're gonna say that the red panda is a monster, like you can't control it? Like I don't know. I felt like that was just so weak.
No, I
Um,
do that.
but definitely towards the end of this movie, where I was dying for like a connection of like getting to grow, getting to know yourself, accepting yourself, and that was the third act. And I love the third act. If
Yes,
anything,
agreed.
just give me the third act, and that's a green card.
Just
Every
about. Yeah.
Yeah, everything else you can throw away from me. Like I really don't give a fuck about the first or second act at all. Like at all.
I see that. Yeah.
I just care about the third act, and the third act is what I I was like, okay, this is the Pixar stuff that
Yeah.
I think that's what they're strong about. It's just like taking the main objective and turning it into like the main thing, instead of like you have like you mentioned, like the bully, he's so fucking random, and then you a minute ago you try to kill him, and then now you're like hugging him and you guys love
Yeah.
him, and some sort. It's just like, what the fuck, like,
Mm.
didn't you try to kill him like not too long ago?
Oh, so yeah, I thought the raising money for the tickets was pointless considering that she snuck in at the end. She couldn't sneak all of them in.
Oh
Like,
my god, yeah, that's what I thought
yeah,
too.
yeah,
I was like, well, what was the whole point of the whole picture stuff, But I
yeah.
mean, it's just for the girls or whatever. But regardless, though, like I think the third act for me saved the movie. That's why it goes to a yellow card.
Just
If
say-
not,
yeah.
if not, I would have definitely gave this a a red card for
For
sure.
sure. Yeah.
A red panda card. You know. um, but yeah, I that's like I said, like the first and second act, I felt like I was just watching a regular corny Disney show for the kids,
Mhm.
and didn't feel like a movie whatsoever. And I will say this is by far for me the weakest Pixar movie they have ever made
Of all
No.
time.
of all time.
Even Cars
Uh,
2?
Even I haven't seen Cars 2.
yeah, that's how bad it was. I didn't watch Cars 2.
Um the so neither of you have ever gone through a phase where you wanted something so bad so you schemed something with your friends to try to, whether it's earning money or something else, to try to make sure you get whatever it is that you wanted.
Yeah, but
No, I mean
not
I've
playing.
never with my friends. No, what I did was I had to cut the grass for a whole entire. Well, regardless, I still had to cut the grass no matter what. But doing chores, and to just to like get like a video game or some sort like that. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty much it.
I don't know. Because I vividly remember people who were like selling like cans of soda or candy, and it wasn't as much as it is now, especially because again, maybe I have a more like direct viewpoint of this because like I deal with kids every single day, especially these like
Yeah,
I deal with 11, 12 year olds where they're literally selling like Jolly Ranchers and Takis and everything out of their fucking backpack. You won't find a pencil, pen, notebook, or any of that shit. You're just gonna find snacks that you're just literally like just selling off on outside of the classrooms and everything, just so they can buy shoes or they can buy whatever video game or anything like that. So that's why like I felt like this was still very accurate because I also remember that back in when we were in school, Ham. I could have sworn you were selling something or someone that we knew were
I,
selling something to try to
I,
get like a movie or a video game or something.
I was trading some stuff here and there, but nothing for uh to go to the big thing, just to have a little bit of money. But it was not like, oh, we're gonna go and spend how much money we get? Was it 800? What?
Yeah, I agree with you. That is a little bit of an exaggeration, but I think
Yeah.
the point is still there where she's with her friends and having a good time with her friends and doing this plan to achieve this goal that she wants to accomplish with her friends. Because I think like the a part of the I guess movie's message or theme or whatever is that your friends are the ones that are always going to be there to support you, especially your closest ones that understand you and will help you like throughout no matter what. I guess
But
in this case your angst that you're getting through.
I still think it could have been done better. Not, it could have been done differently.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I can't really tell you what they could have done differently. I would have definitely will mention though it's like definitely used the red panda into use like they could have definitely write the red panda
Written?
part of it better than what they did in the movie. Of course, like it was all cutesy and raising money for it, and everybody loves it and finds it like as a normal thing. But I don't know. I mean, the more think about it, I'm sort of like comparing it to like almost like Big Hero 6. Like I don't know,
Interesting.
use like you keep on mentioning like this panda was the one that to save the village. Probably probably kind of use that a little bit more in the movie, except for the third act where she's pretty much saved the whole entire concert. Well, not really save the concert, but
No.
you know what I mean. Like stop the mom with the red panda's power.
But see, now that you were saying you don't know how it could have been different, now I'm thinking of Save the Village, whereas main character could have been the panda because it happens at the end of the movie where she's the panda at the mom's job and her job, whereas it could have been she turns the panda with her friends and they're changing a bunch of the stuff at the, let's say, temple, and the mom doesn't like that. I think that'd be a little bit more interesting than, you know.
Right. Yeah. And the whole mom thing, like in the end, I could definitely like it. That. I really did like the emotions between them because the mom just didn't really. She grew up thinking that her whole life was a fuck up, and she wants to make sure that her child's perfect and everything. And she just feels the pressure of trying to be perfect, and that's the problem with the whole entire movie. I'm not saying that's the negative part. That's the good part that they try to connect with you. Like you're frustrated because you want this girl to speak up, and in the end of the movie, she spoke up.
So what I'm getting from me and Mike is we would have liked to see more mom and daughter conflict and a little less about the friends.
I would have just probably preferred like a better like a friend's adventure instead of raising money from for a concert.
Okay.
Hmm.
That's just me.
Okay, so that's two yellows still and one green.
Yes, one green. Yes.
I
Were you going back and forth with a yellow or a green?
Yeah, Yeah, it was to
Okay.
me, and again, the only factor was that it was very specific to one part of the demographic. Like for me, it was very hard to relate to. Like I was watching it, and like I didn't feel a connection to the any of the characters. Like if I were to watch Onward or even Cars
Mm.
or Toy Story, like I always felt a connection to a character in those movies. But this one was very hard for me too because it just like the every time I thought I would make a connection with a character, they would do something that's very female specific, and I would go, "Oh, well, that obviously can't be related to me." So, it was just very awkward to kind of watch the movie. My kids watched the movie,
I was about to ask,
but
did you watch it with them?
well, so they watched it once. I was actually in a class when they were watching it. They didn't just like their other unlike the other movies, they didn't really watch it again. Um,
No,
they
me,
didn't they
man.
haven't
No,
put it on like a for a second or third time. Like with Soul, well, at least with Soul, they put it on like three times or four times that weekend. Um, all the other Disney movies, they kept playing it constantly. This one, I have not seen them go back to this movie.
not
So,
man. Blame it on Bruno.
well, yeah. Oh my God, don't get me started. Um, and when I sat down and I watched this movie and I was like, I like everything except for the fact that I could not personally relate to a character, and it was just kind of
Yeah.
frustrating. But I don't know. I still like the overall message
Like you said,
behind it.
wrong
I
demographic. Like I
I
said,
would agree that I think Mike was kind of starting to address the point. I don't know if maybe I'm just misconstruing it, but I think it might have been a little misleading because of the whole panda thing being tied to like
Yeah.
a legend, and it's like, oh, are we gonna get some kind of cool like ancient mystical adventure kind of thing? And it's like, oh no, the panda is just used as
panda,
a kind
not
of
panda anymore.
symbolism for something, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Panda. I got my ex's
Well,
panda.
yeah. I mean, the red panda probably it could like, uh, it has something in common with Disney. They love to go off of merchandise. You know.
That's true, but also the panda thing wasn't really strong. It wasn't relevant almost in the movie. It's like, yeah, you're a panda. Oh, we get it out. Cool.
Yeah. Imagine this. They were using the panda for merchandising, and now Disney is going to use the red panda for merchandising in their stores. What kind of coincidence is that, right, guys?
No, that's what happens, man. At Disney. They
But like, right? It's like, whoa, what the fuck? Like,
no,
that's
I hear what you're
I
saying. But
mind blown myself. I can't believe
I'm
it.
not surprised.
Fuck.
Next. All right, let's finally get to talking about our last topic here, which is, of course, the Halo Paramount Plus series,
The
which has been in,
anticipated, long anticipated
yeah, it's been
show,
in development longer than probably fucking, what's that movie called?
Halo
Pandora 2?
You
Pandora.
know
Yeah,
me?
Is it Pandora? Is that the movie name for it? I forget. The
Avatar.
Avatar, that's what it is.
Avatar.
Yeah.
Pandora.
Yes.
What the fuck is Pandora?
I
I don't
don't
know. Pandora,
fucking
isn't
know.
that the name of the location, the place, whatever?
Oh,
Oh yeah, yes. You're right. Yeah,
Yeah. Don't,
okay.
yeah. I know what
yeah,
I'm talking about, kind of.
yeah. They had Pandora, but they switched to Spotify.
No, they just put it at Disney.
All right, the Halo series. Oh God, when was it announced? What, 2015? No, even before that. I think I want to say 2013. It was announced. So at least 8 years, this show was supposed to like be constantly developing, but it hasn't. It's been on and off. Peter Jackson was supposed to do something. Neil
Movie? When
Blomkamp
did
was
that come
supposed to
out
do
again?
something. Then
Steven
Steven
Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg was supposed to be involved, and
No, it is.
Yeah,
It is. It's the whatever his company is. I saw Alnon or whatever it's called. The
his company, but is he involved?
It's his company, so he's making money.
He's he's making
yeah,
money,
but
but
he's probably like, "Hey,
he's
what
not.
project are we doing? Halo? Oh yeah, I heard about that. Shit, was I supposed to do something about that?
Exactly. Sounds
You know
like
what?
me. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Send my secretary. She knows how I work. Go. You know,
um,
and also too, I heard that Amazon at first were going to take the project, but they didn't.
I don't remember that. No,
No, I would have swore like it was like
Yeah.
too many, so many different.
there was a lot of shit going on with developing this series,
Yeah,
but it finally came. to actually before Paramount it was supposed to be Stars.
Stars,
Yes,
really?
stars. I think it was stars.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be Stars, but then it finally landed on Paramount Plus. Um, there was a lot of I don't know what like media track following up to the premiere of this with all these interviews coming out with this whole explanation about how this is a different timeline. So there was already a lot of divisive opinions about this show even before it even aired. A lot of reviewers, I believe, got to see the first two episodes.
Ooh,
Yes.
I did
And
watch
so
it. The one's better than the first one.
fuck you. Uh,
Hmm.
so there's a I don't know. There's a lot of arguing going on social media wise about this show so far. It's only been
Oh,
one
argument in
episode.
social media? Whoa.
Ask Mike. He's like the physical form of social media.
Yeah.
Um,
I actually haven't seen anything about like reviews or anything about
it,
this show.
Me neither, because I wasn't searching, so.
Yeah, me neither.
it's Thursdays that it comes out. There's 9 episodes in
Oh,
total.
that's why.
Uh, just I mean, I don't know. You can. I guess we'll do the same thing like we usually do, like with Boba Fett and everything. We won't necessarily give our card right off the bat. We'll just kind of give just an overall discussion, initial impressions of the first episode. If you have a card that you want to throw in right away, you could. And then we'll just go from there. So who wants to start
Eh,
off?
I'll go first. I want Sal to go last. Can you go last?
I
Of course.
guess.
Yeah, I want Sal to go last, and I want to hear everything about
I don't
But
even.
okay. Mine. I think mine is short. I say, man, like it's the beginning of the show was really fun. It was cool to see Master Chief and his team, the other Spartans, kick ass against the Covenant, the elites. Am I saying that right? Because I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm not that big of a of. I mean, I love Halo. I play the games and I think they're really fucking awesome. But then I don't know. I didn't play Halo 4. I did play Halo 4, but I didn't like it and I stopped. And I didn't play Halo 5 and of course like Halo Infinite. I'm not very uh into the lore of Halo. But me going to the show, pretty much I'm like I play the games, I know the enemies and some sort. I don't know the characters name except for Master Chief, and that's pretty much it. And
Wow.
Cortana.
Okay.
Cortana.
Sergeant
Um
Johnson?
oh, Sergeant Johnson, of course. How can I forget
All
about
right. All
Sergeant?
right. All right.
Was
About
he
to...
in the show?
Uh,
No,
I
right?
didn't
I asked
notice.
about it
No,
last time. Like, if he's not in it,
he's in
retcon.
I
this.
mean,
He is casted, but I don't think he's shown up yet.
okay, because I thought that was Sergeant Johnson, the guy that showed up. You know what I'm talking about?
He's, man.
No, like but yeah, I don't want to sound fucked up. But anyways, I was like, "Hey, Sergeant Johnson." Oh, wait, no, that's not Sergeant Johnson.
Man.
um, I say this okay. It's different for sure. I think the first half, like the beginning of the show, is really good. Good action, peace, and everything. And then halfway through, I was missing a part of an episode.
Hmm.
It was
Hmm,
completely different. I don't know. Like I felt like everything jumped
yeah.
quickly. Like it was like
The editing?
the editing, the pacing, the introduction for all these random characters where I'm trying to like catch up, like who's who and this that, and then like spoilers, guys, spoilers on the
Oh yeah,
episode.
spoilers,
Alert.
Spoilers
spoilers.
before I mention anything.
Spoilers. Master Chief is green. Spoilers.
Yep, he's oh my god. Um, so towards the end of the episode,
Oh.
when he took off his helmet, for me, I don't know. It's just because I guess I played the Halo games and I've always did like that he never revealed his face in the game, and I think I need to disre I don't know like just
Disregard it.
disregard all the things that like I played the games and just watch this as like a brand new thing. It was really weird to see him without his helmet. Like they showed his face, like this actor, this show, and I just felt like it had nothing to do with like the other Lord of Halo whatsoever, and this is something brand new. So I don't know what to really think about it. I don't know. Like I'm very very intrigued what Sal has what he thinks about
Yeah, of
this.
course.
But I don't know. Like it's weird. The voice of Master Chief is weird for me because I'm I was waiting for that more of like that I don't know what
like
Yeah,
a
is Chief
well,
deeper, like a
that
deep voice.
yeah deeper kind of voice where it's like more like threatening or very intimidating.
Yeah,
This was more like I was the whole entire time I was thinking the Mandalorian voice. Pablo, you know, I don't know.
Pablo Schreider, I think his name
Pablo
is.
Schreider. Yeah, I was thinking about his voice the whole entire time.
no,
I don't know why.
no, Pablo
It,
Schreider is the guy in the series.
Oh, you're talking about Mandalorian.
Mandalorian. Yeah, yeah, my bad. I forgot.
Pedro Pascal. Sorry.
Pedro Pascal. I don't know why I was trying to like. Oh, this guy kind of sounds a little bit like Pedro Pascal. Are they trying to do like almost like a voice of different voices of like man? I don't know. It was weird. It felt weird for me. So for now, the show it's meh for me. I want to see where it goes from here. Ham.
I agree with you with the helmet thing, but we talked about it earlier before the show came out. It's like, yeah, it's an actor playing a part that doesn't show their face, but hey, they're actors. They need to show their face and get their money and make sure that they are known as a role. Um, that's
It wasn't,
why.
and it wasn't. They were trying. I feel like the show was trying to make it impactful, and I was just like, dude, put back your cosplay, bro.
Yeah.
Put it back.
Well,
Put it
no, I
back.
I I knew they were gonna do it eventually. I didn't think it was gonna be the first fucking episode. I was like, no, no. As soon as he did, I'm like, oh, Sal's gonna have some words. But also when he took his helmet up, I'm like, oh, is that perverted prison guy from Orange Is the New Black? I'm like, oh, it is that guy.
Oh, pervert.
Yeah, no. Do you remember watching Orange Is the New Black?
I remember he was in the first season, right?
Yeah, he was the one
Yeah,
like sexual favors and all that shit. I'm like,
yeah.
ooh, he's Master Chief. I'm like, but he does look different. He has more of facial hair and it looks a little bit more built. But I'm like, yeah, no, man, that's the guy who fucked that girl. I was like, so it was a little off, but that's
They
fine.
couldn't afford another actor, so like fuck it.
Yeah, there could have been a few. Also, what definitely gave it a yellow for me was the CGI was a little off.
It was very uh, underwhelming.
The CGI was almost sci-fi quality.
Well,
Like,
we've done this before with another show, though. Do we give it any slack for it being like a series and not necessarily like a high
Right.
blockbuster film?
I don't know. It's Paramount Plus. I think they have more money than sci-fi. Uh,
Paramount Plus?
it's
When was the last
Paramount.
time you watched anything on Paramount Plus besides that movie you just talked about today?
That movie.
A lot of it, but it's Paramount Plus. Paramount company.
Oh,
I
Star
mean,
Trek.
just to give you
Paramount
some
company.
context, like I just saw the headlines today because the Halo came out. It's like Paramount Plus like tripled or doubled their viewership on their app. And it's like, yeah, no fucking shit. There was nothing else on this app to begin with.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying
true. Except
the
for Champions League, it's been pretty.
the gun stuff, like throwing guns on the side or picking up some guns was a little off, like a little off.
The assault rifle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You know what scene I'm talking about.
I
Yeah.
know.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Are you talking about when he went inside the cave and he couldn't put the assault rifle next to his shoulder, and he had it like on his forearm?
No, no, no. You see, like the assault rifle get tossed like on the ground in the dust.
it's
Oh
right before he
yeah.
picks up
Yeah,
the chain gun, the
yeah.
turret.
Oh yes,
If
yes,
the
yes,
chain
yes.
gun was real or fake, that was not bad. But yeah, but yeah,
The movements for sure. You could definitely tell the actors didn't feel really comfortable running
and
for
then
sure.
I do like the part where they had the
Oh
yes,
yeah, the sound effects.
yeah,
Yes, the
yeah. I
healing.
was like, good, good, good. But storyline, like South said a while back, it is a, I want to call it multiverse, just a different adaptation of Master Chief. Sure. Um, were these the same people in the books that were um that the Spartans were made for, to like combat the insurgents or radical
Insurrectionists.
insurrectionists? Aren't. Um. Yeah. That. And my other reasoning behind the human, quote unquote bad guy. They're just saving money on CGI. They couldn't afford more profits or elites or even brutes. Like, we need a human. We can't afford more CGI, so we're gonna put a human and explain it later. All right.
We need more
Uh,
humans.
yeah, we gotta save money. No, yeah. Other than that, Amanda Key or whatever key, both keys. Uh, uh,
The key didn't fit.
yeah, exactly.
I oh
Halsey looks interesting. Like,
Halsey, the fuck?
so, wait, what's her name?
Quali or
What? Oh wait,
Doc
hold on.
the
There,
Asian chick?
no,
Halsey.
the
Halsey,
I think she's Korean. There's Catherine Halsey. Yes, Catherine Halsey's there,
right?
Oh, never mind, never mind.
and then
Yeah.
Mike's talking about Quan.
Quan, that's the girl. I thought he was talking about Quan.
She seemed fine, but Halsey, uh, the actress seems believable. I'd like to see more of her. But it's okay. We will still see. I mean, action scenes were good, and I liked all that. But I'm gonna wait till the second episode
Um,
to dive into more
yeah,
things.
one other thing. Well, two other things, and I want to. Well, the first thing I thought I was laughing the whole time when this girl Quasi
Quan. What?
Quan, I don't know Quan. Sorry, Quan. When she was like following the Spartans, and then she got knocked out. I was waiting for one of them to be like, "What the fuck was she doing here?" I don't know. It was pretty funny. Like she's following these guys, and these people and these Spartans have like are not even interested in at all in her.
Yeah,
Like
but she lost literally everything. What else is she gonna do?
no, that I'm saying. Like I would thought they would be like, oh, follow me. Let's get you to the ship. Was like one survivor.
No,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
they
yeah, yeah. I got you. I got you. I
no,
understand.
but they
Yeah.
explained why. Like,
It was. I don't know. It was for me. It still was just like random. And then also too like I don't know about her village where they think all the Spartans are evil.
well,
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I need.
they
Okay,
that too ish.
okay, okay.
That's the part that. Okay. Can I speak now?
Yes, now
No,
now
no, no, no.
now. Okay, now
You,
take the
yeah,
floor.
you got as much time as I do in the intro.
um. Right before we got on to record, I had just finished my third time watching this episode,
Oh my god.
and the more I watch it, the more I fucking love this episode. Like, it's
No.
so good. Like, okay, so I'll get the only one major thing that kind of does bug me, and it's not so much of the face reveal itself, because at the first time I watched it, it was like, oh, this is weird, but I get why it happened in that moment. It's that whole
Story.
cliche
Yeah.
of like, I'm gonna show you my human side so that we have this connection. I think he should have just put his helmet back on right after that, because then the rest of the scene just seemed extremely awkward. Just like this little head in this big giant armor, and I'm like, yeah, no, buddy, like I'm fine with you doing it in this first episode. That's okay. You want to get through this quick, that's fine, but don't do it for this long. And I hope they don't continue to do that throughout the other episodes where he has it off for such an extended period of
Never to
time,
put it back
because I
again.
think people coming from the video games that always that has never seen Master Chief's actual face, I think that's probably like their biggest thing. I don't think it's the actual face reveal itself. It's just that it was off for too long and it was just very awkward with all the movements that he was doing. So I think they really got to tame back on that. Um, and the other thing too about the whole face reveal, and I think this would have helped. I was talking to my other buddy about this, who's also been like a longtime Halo fan. He said that he would have liked to have seen some sort of scars or markings that he's been through the augmentation shit, which I think probably
Interesting.
would have helped that because he doesn't look like he's been through shit. Like, yeah, he's got the mopey, like, stupid face going on, but he's fully bearded, and it's like, I mean, know
You
the
don't
Spartan
know.
program, like they injected like and really massacred like the bodies of these people. So there was no signs of that on the face, which I think, like I said, could have really helped that situation. Other than that, I just fucking enjoyed everything about this episode. Um, and I think what's gonna throw people off is that I feel like this is gonna lean more towards the political point of the political aspects of the series
I
that
see it.
the lore touches on, but not in the video games. This is like if you would come directly from the video games and nothing else, either you're gonna hate this series or you're just gonna struggle to accept a lot of the changes in these series. But the one thing that I loved, and Mike was trying to bring this up, the Spartan program was originally developed to fight off insurrectionists.
That's what I said.
Yeah, but that's why you barely mentioned that in your own part. But like that
I
was the whole
did.
point. They were to fight humans. They were to fight people that rebelled against like the main authority, the main government. And that's why people feared the Spartans and didn't know that they were actually humans. They always thought that they were just like robots or some cyborg shit. And that's I love that they kind of touched on that and like really dive deeper on that than the video because I don't think they ever addressed it in a video game. And I think that's part of the problem is that in the video game you're always surrounded by Marines and they're always cheering you on. They're always making you feel like the hero. But in this show, they're making Master Chief feel like he's like public enemy number one in all aspects now because now that he's kind of going against like the orders of the UNSC, he's treated like a weapon, which originally in the lore, that's how he was always treated. These Spartans were never seen as humans, as never seen as people. They were always seen as weapons of like destruction. And they were always like, RoboCop styles, like go and do this, go and do that. And then that, and nothing beyond that. They never saw them as human beings. So I really love that this show is kind of addressing that aspect. And I think if people didn't come from that lore, they would not understand why that is happening. Which Mike, you were kind of touching on that. It's like I don't
Yeah.
get why they think he's not human or whatever. That's why
But
that colony is like is completely of full of insurrectionists, people that want a better life and don't agree with how the government's running everything else, and so they're rebelling and they're trying to do things their own way, but obviously the government doesn't want that, and so they're trying to deploy these Spartans to basically kill them off.
yeah, but in the lore, aka the books, even in those, you NSC wasn't looked or portrayed as the bad guys. The insurrectionists or
But
whatever you call them were the bad guys.
but there's so much sketchy shit that the UNSC does. Like if you listen to the podcast Hunt the Truth, which was like a marketing podcast that led up to Halo 5, like the UNSC dives into a lot of sketchy shit that they don't even tell most of their own like government. And that's why Captain Halsey is such like a sketchy person already because even her own project,
Doctor?
not every single what?
Is it doctor or captain?
Catherine is her first name, Dr.
Oh,
Catherine Halsey.
oh, I thought you said captain. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, yeah, Dr. Catherine Halsey.
Yeah.
Her own program. Not everybody knows that she abducted children.
Yeah,
She
no,
was
it's
think like some people like
that.
thought that these were just like young adults that him,
Yeah,
when in reality, which I don't know if I mean it seems like this show is going to go that way,
yeah,
where she abducted these children and tricked them into thinking that they're going to be something great, and then their parents were left with a clone of the child and that clone dies and blah blah blah. That's a whole thing. But like that whole thing is classified, and I don't even know
yeah,
if Captain Keyes knows about that, at least in the lore of the main Halo canon. That wasn't fully revealed until much later.
yeah.
So
But that was on her end, not the UNSC. It was her mostly doing fucking fucked up shit in the background that no one noticed. Like I have it written around here. The UNSC was just oblivious or didn't want to know any of the real hard questions. Well,
Right. Yeah, they
this,
funded it,
they're
and
almost involved, almost.
well, yeah, because I mean, as long as their things get
Job
addressed,
is
like
done.
they don't give a fuck of how you do it, as
Yeah.
long as you just do it. But that's
Yeah.
still like there's so much corruption in this whole like thing that this show is trying to like get to that part. And
Yes.
that's why like even though like the first episode is so filled of all these like different plot lines, I think it's like, hey, by the way, there's this part of this Halo universe that nothing has ever really been like portrayed before. Like we never did this in the video game, we never did this in the spin-off shows or whatever. So we're gonna do it here, which is what I'm really excited for. If this ends up being very dialogue heavy for most of the season, hey, as long as it's still staying on the whole UNSC sketchy bullshit that's going on, and they still portray Master Chief as like being this evil person among the insurrectionists, and he's trying to win his way back into the public eye or something along those lines. I'm all for it. Like I don't
Do you
if
think?
if I want to just see Master Chief fuck up Covenant, I'll just go play the video game. Like I feel
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
if you compare like the action scene, which was a great action scene, like everything
Yeah.
from the HUD to the Spartans landing to their movements to the guns and everything, it was awesome. But if I just want to consistently see that and that's all I want for my Halo TV series, why am I watching a series when I can just do that shit myself in the video games? I have 5, 6 different video games I can do that in. So
Yeah.
I like that this Halo series is diving more into like the personal aspects of Halo and not so much about like the Halo like Master Chief versus the Covenant all the time.
Right.
I mean, I thought Mike was going to ask a question, but in my mind, I already know the answer is I think at the end of the series, Master Chief will end up on Halo. But what do you think, Sal?
I think he might end up on Halo. I think they'll probably end up on Halo a little bit sooner than just the last episode. The human the human that's working with the Covenant or like seems to be the head of the Covenant. I feel like that's more of a forerunner connection that we're not fully aware of just yet because there's like a hint or they kind of said like, oh, he activated the object just like you had, and it's like, oh, okay. So they both have this somewhat connection to this. Well, I according of course to Halo fans, the Forerunner, like this precursor thing, they have a connection to this. So that's probably going to start like a Forerunner like plot line that we're just not fully like delving into. And I thought it was kind of interesting that like he's like kind of watching out for her because she wasn't well he suggested that, and by he the prophet of
Prob-
mercy was suggesting like, hey, don't go out there with that book. We're gonna make up this bullshit excuse that you were just studying humans so that way you can find their weaknesses, and then that's it, when in reality it's just like what she wants to do, and she wants to know more about the human race, which again I feel like is more of like a forerunner thing that she's trying to figure out what the world is like now. So I think there's like a whole deeper storyline with her that they want to expand on later in the series.
or more specifically, when do you think Master Chief boots on the ground on Halo?
If I were to take a guess, probably if there's 9 episodes, probably not until episode 7.
7. All right. I'm saying maybe, but all right. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, yeah, you had a question.
Yeah, I got a question. So, the story that they're trying to use right now, do you think it's more based on Halo? I would say what like Halo 5
No,
ish story.
no, I think I know what you're trying to ask, but I wouldn't even do it. I wouldn't even explain it that way. It's more of like this series falls into the same problem that Halo 5 definitely had, but also Halo 4, where it
Ooh,
kind of expected you to know more about the lore of Halo than just playing the games. Like for people that go into Halo 5, that storyline's a whole fucking like shit show
yeah.
because it has
Halo Wars.
everything from like the books, the comics, to like the podcast, to like all these different things,
Halo
and it's
Wars.
like, what's going on? I don't know how to follow this. But if you followed everything, then at least for me personally, I liked the campaign. I liked all the inclusions to it. So the series I think still has that same struggle where people just want. I think. Well, again, I'm just kind of ranting at this point. I think the general public just wants to see Master Chief versus Covenant and nothing else.
No flood.
I would love to see the flood, but I mean, I don't know. People, I think, forgot about the flood since they didn't include it in Infinite. Spoilers.
They didn't include an infinite. I don't feel like playing the game no more.
I don't know.
I'm
I love this.
Yeah,
I
like
love this episode. Could it burn me like Boba Fett did? God, I hope not. Otherwise, I'm just gonna just go to Lucasfilm and go to Disney and go to 343 and burn all that shit down.
no,
But
that's
I love how it started. Like I said, I watched it 3 times already. Catching up more and more on like little Easter eggs, just little nuances here and there, and I even watched like what it's called Halo Declassified, where like after every episode there's an interview with some of the actors. Well, in this first episode, it was just an interview with Pablo Schreider, whatever his name is, that plays Master Chief, and then there was like a segment about what his training to become Master Chief, and so I was watching that.
who's
Um, huh?
who's the interviewer? Who's the
Sydney Goodman. She's from IGN.
oh,
She was a very famous host on IGN, and I think she just left the company to do her own shit. But
okay, cool.
since she was like a Halo fan, I guess they called her in. Um, yeah, I'm excited. I really like where this is going.
okay.
I won't lie, like a lot of the because unfortunately I do too much social media reading. There's a lot of people that say the second episode like really falls off hard. Like people hate the second episode, but again, I think the general public just wants to see Master Chief versus Covenant, and I almost get the feeling that we're not going to get that for probably a little while longer. And I don't care. I want them to continue going with the storylines that they're going with.
Okay. Do you think what's that guy's name? Lockett, who goes after Sheaf, is gonna
Lock?
be in Lock? Yeah, my bad, Lock. You think he's gonna be in the show?
Fuck
Ooh, that would be interesting.
no, it wouldn't.
Why? Why not?
I think it'd be too early, right? I mean, timeline wise, ish.
I mean,
If
this
Well,
not
you got to think
this.
about it, right? Because now it's real. It's really quick too that John has kind of like I wouldn't say betrayed, but he's just like all lost and confused in the fucking world.
yeah,
But someone's got to go after him, and it's definitely not going to be his Spartan team. Like
it
Captain Halsey's like you got to protect Master Chief at all costs.
it would be them though.
No, well, not in the way that I think Mike is trying to present it. Because remember, Locke was supposed to go after Master Chief because the vision or the perspective that he was getting was, oh, Master Chief's doing his own shit and is rebelling. Like this is essentially doing the same thing that Halo 5 was kind of intending to do.
That's why I mentioned, like, do you think this is almost close to a Halo 5 story of him rebelling the UNSC?
No, I don't think so because they're portraying them as a sort of group that does anything because they are greater good, and basically the Spartans are brainwashed. Whereas that wasn't really the case for Master Chief at the beginning.
Yeah,
So,
but remember, Captain Halsey sent Silver Team to protect him,
Yeah.
but it could like the other lady, God, I forgot her name, the commander, the one that's like bitching her around, could just send out her. She may have access to a Spartan team for herself and be like, go after the chief.
mm, but the thing is the UNSC in the games, in the story, in the real Lord. Are they as bad as what the show is making them seem?
They're just like any other government can like they're just like any other government. Like they have their way of ruling and some people don't like it and they kind of some part of the UNSC goes corrupt and they even though they do great things, it's through wrong actions. Like they do the wrong moves, the wrong takes to get to those things and people don't know about it. It's all like a cover up. So
And
like
that's pretty
every
much.
government has something like that.
But
And
also,
that,
they
yeah.
government more military, like Army, Navy, whatever. It's not government based; it's more military. And but what as I was trying to say before, we haven't even sort of met Cortana yet, which changes the game, I think. So we'll have to see.
I think Cortana's gonna show up towards the end of the end of the show.
I mean, we saw in the first episode there was like a copy android. I don't know what it was of Halsey, right?
Yeah, and Cortana is essentially like an AI clone of Halsey to begin with. I just find it weird that they have like a physical
Yeah,
form, which
a
I don't know
body.
how
Yeah,
that transcends into an AI form.
yeah. So
Probably they're using that clone memories as Halsey's memories, transferring it to the AI, maybe
I don't know. We'll have to see.
with a USB. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Not a floppy disk.
Not a floppy disk. No, 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 no. Come on, we're in the future.
hard disk.
You know. Oh my god, in the cloud, in the cloud,
Yeah.
Oh, iCloud.
iCloud. You know, but um, but no, yeah. I mean, I think do you think my well? Okay, this is my real question. Where now that Chief is a little bit more aware of himself, of where he's from, ish. Where does he go from here?
He's got a he apparently doesn't trust the UNSC or even Halsey at this point. The only thing that he trusts is the whole reason as to why he's questioning everything is because of this girl. And so it's gonna be one of those like, with the help of this friend that I've just made, I'm gonna figure out who I am. It's gonna be one of those storylines.
It's gonna be the Red Panda
Because
journey.
he's got a, I mean, like Cam brought it up, and I didn't think they were brainwashed. I gotta look, I gotta think back, because I'm pretty sure the kids still knew exactly what was going on,
I
and all the shit that they went through. But
Right.
this version seems like they just been completely brainwashed at some point in their life, that they just neglected every memory before their training.
yeah.
So, he's got to figure out like why these memories are happening, and now he's going to figure out what the truth is. So he's probably going to sneak into some UNSC shit. And again, we're going to have that whole thing of like, oh, now Master Chief is the public enemy number one against us. So send Locke.
I
So
don't think it's
what
lock.
are
I
the?
think group or
I don't
whatever.
know.
Also, I do like the fact that you saw Halsey sort of smirking at the fact that Master Chief escaped, which was like, his luck attribute. That's what I sort of
Yeah,
understood.
What are the odds for them to have a red team versus blue team?
very little.
I'm just saying in the show, like a little cameo. You know what I mean? Like a little like.
I'm calling it right now. Mike's gonna stop watching this after episode 2.
Also, I noticed that. I'm sorry, I had to notice that, and I think that's what I was watching. I might have been a little drunk. Uh, no, not for Halo. There was a Impractical Joker in the series.
There was.
What do you mean?
No, like from the Impractical Joker's TV series on True TV. Q was in it.
I don't know who that is.
I might have been mistaking Queen Pins. I got all connected with all that. So
I gotta probably check on YouTube. Maybe they'll show him there. Maybe I'm not too sure.
yeah.
But but the real question is this, Al. You being a Halo fan, me and Ham. I think Ham has a little bit more knowledge than me with
I
Yes,
read
yes.
Halo
the
lore.
books.
Oh yeah, for sure, for
I
sure.
play Halo Wars 1 and 2.
They don't count. So
Okay, that's what Tom would say.
so so and with me where I know a little bit more than the regular person who compared to other people who have not played the games and they watch this show. Don't you think it's a little bit too early and a bit confusing for like Chief, where they just introduced him fighting the Covenant, and then now he's like rebelling against the UNSC?
Well, he's not even rebelling. He doesn't know what to do. And I shouldn't use the word rebelling, but that's like the easiest way to describe it, right? He's not like, he
Yeah.
doesn't comply to
Well,
their
no,
commands anymore.
his
He's just like,
personality, human self is awakening, whereas they controlled him 100%. Now it's like, oh, I'm gonna question, like the character. Don't know the name you said, but she's like, oh, you don't question anything. So that's the point of him becoming human again, I would say.
Yeah,
So it's not
because they
any
had the
better
whole
than
discussion about how like she confronted him about like how she killed like how he killed her mother,
yeah,
and like
yeah, yeah.
how it didn't make
That's
sense
stuff right
for
there.
an insurrectionist to blow up a meeting for insurrectionists, and so that was to him he was like, oh yeah, I guess so. And now because whatever he touched has unlocked like his human aspect, which again I think is more of a forerunner tie-in. Then yeah, like Ham was saying, like human nature, you start kind of questioning things in general, and so he's not trusting the organization that has commanded him this whole time. He's like, I need to figure shit out for myself. It's like if you're having a really bad day and you're not sure what to do in life and you just don't want to talk to anybody in the world, you just go away from everything. It's the same concept. So yeah, I don't think it's so much
No,
of
it's
a
like
rebelling
being
thing,
a
but
cult, yeah,
I
and
don't,
being a
and I don't think
cult
like
for a certain religion, and like, oh, well, I have never questioned any of the followings or procedures.
I don't I think for let's get back to kind of what Mike was trying to ask. Um, I just think it's a drama. It's a show. It's a show. It's not a video game. It's not like what did people expect to see like 58 minutes of nonstop Master Chief just shooting like 360 no scopes to Covenant elites? Like,
Hell
Don't forget
yeah,
to don't forget the
killing
teabagging.
frenzy.
Don't
yeah,
forget the
like
teabagging.
there's gonna be drama, and I think this is good drama in this part of the Halo lore, and or at least this aspect of the Halo lore. And so I don't think so. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. I know half the internet disagrees otherwise, but yeah, I think it's fine. I like I said, I really like this episode, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna watch it again here soon because I didn't get to watch it on my main TV. So
He wants to watch it on all his devices.
much.
Yeah,
All
Uh,
right. Well, we won't be talking about this again until, geez, nine
May
more weeks.
19th. Yeah,
yeah, right. Um, but
we'll
like you
see.
said, you saw that they said the second episode is worse, or what?
The reviewers that got to see both episodes says like compared to the first one, the second one falls off really hard.
Do you know
And,
why?
um, I don't, to be honest with you, no, because as soon as I started reading just that one part of it, I just stopped reading the rest of it because I was like, I don't want to know. Like, whatever your opinion is, let me have my opinion first, and then I'll go back to your opinion and see if I agree or not. Like, so I just stopped after that. Like, I've only seen the first episode. I love the first episode. I'll go in blind just like I did with Boba Fett and be like, okay, well, I fucking hate this shit. Or maybe I'll love episode two. Who
Whoa, can
knows?
you imagine the guy who's playing Master Chief? They kill him, and they're focusing on another Master Chief to replace him.
Another
That's
Master Chief. You are incorrect in that statement.
yeah.
I'm just saying. Maybe the show is
What
trying.
Mike's really trying to say is that he hopes Grogu shows up at one point.
Oh my god, can you imagine Grogu is Locke?
If Grogu shows up, I will haunt you for the rest of your life to the
Well,
point
I
where
can.
you
No,
would
no,
never
it's
ever
not
want to
Disney.
sleep.
It's not Disney. It's not Disney.
Does Halo have like a cute little thing like Grogu?
Uh,
the
Guilty
little,
Spark?
the little suicide bombers.
Guilty. You mean the grunts?
Oh yeah, the grunts. Yeah, I guess the grunts would be the closest thing. I was gonna say the moa, the ostrich things, like in Reach when you first saw them in Reach, but I guess the grunts would be it, which we haven't seen the grunts yet.
Mm.
No, we just saw elites.
Yeah,
Oh, and
just
profit.
elites and the one prophet.
Oh, I want to see some hunters. That's for sure.
Mm. Okay, we'll wrap up that episode there. Mike, go ahead and do that thing that you probably can't remember anymore to do, and so I'm stalling long enough for you to try to remember what you're supposed to
No,
say and
I
basically
remember.
find
I
your script. So
remember.
go.
I remember, guys. Follow us on WRMA Cast at Instagram and Twitter and YouTube. And if you have any questions, Ham got you. He got you.
Damn straight.
Drunkcop.ateacher@gmail.com. Suck it. Suck it, Sal. Suck it.
Look
He'll
at
answer all of your questions about couponing.
Group
no,
on.
watch it. It was good. I recommend it. 100%. Go watch it
All
now.
right. Any closing words, gentlemen?
Um, Killing Frenzy.
Spectacular.
Both of that was worse than Boba Fett.